I went sober 566 days ago, and in that time I was able to go from living in the UK to living in Croatia, single to meeting the love of my life, starting a new business venture and going from 0 to 60k in revenue in just 7 months. And in this video I'm going to share with you why I quit drinking, 5 things that I discovered since quitting, and why hands down this is the best decision that I've ever made. First, just let me say that I'm not here to change you. I'm not here to say that you need to quit. My goal is to simply share my story and hopefully help somebody who was maybe in the same position I was 2 years ago. That being said, I just want to share the reason of why I actually went sober. So I quit drinking basically because I felt like I was wasting my life. Now don't get me wrong, I still had my 2 businesses at this time and they still were successful, and I did look successful from the outside. However, I was like half in entrepreneurship and half out. And what I mean by that is, yes, as I said, I was working on my businesses sort of 3 to 5 days a week, but I was not working on them as much as I should have. I also wasn't efficient when I was working on my businesses, and this was because it would take me till the Wednesday to start feeling normal again, and then by Friday comes and I was back out. And I kind of went through this cycle for at least 9 months where I was going out every single weekend without fail, Friday to Sunday. Now I know if you're watching this and if you're from the UK, I'd imagine that it is pretty normalised for you to go out every single weekend, especially between the ages of 18 to let's say like 23. But for me, I knew that if I didn't quit drinking and quit the problem of going out every single weekend, then I wouldn't be successful. And I knew it for ages, and it finally got to the point where it was either I waste my life away or I actually go and do something for myself and actually grow my businesses, as my biggest constraint in my business was actually me. Now in this time, obviously it's been almost 2 years, I've discovered a lot, the upsides and the downsides. So here is the top 6 discoveries since quitting. So number 1, something that I noticed instantly since quitting was my mental sharpness improved and my productivity improved. Now, I knew that was going to be inevitable because me going out to the weekends, all that energy I was putting into that, I knew for a fact when I quit that part of me, then I would simply put that same energy into my businesses. And yes, I was working lots at the weekends and just being more productive during the week because I wasn't feeling hungover or shit. Mondays actually turned into a half decent day. Plus, if you're a business owner trying to get a hold of me, I am on the ball 24/7. You can text, contact me, and I'm usually always working. And number 2 is how people reacted. And although my relationships have got better, I definitely have fewer relationships. And to put it into perspective, I have at very least 10 times less friends than I did 2 years ago. Now the harsh truth that you probably don't want to hear is the friends that you go out to the weekends and drink, and that's all you do together, they actually might not be your true friends. And when you take away the drinking, you don't really have that much in common anymore. And what will probably happen is you'll drift away from these people and you'll end up finding new friends that have the same shared missions, shared life goals, and the exact same values as you as well. And when I first quit drinking, I found it quite funny how girls reacted to it as well. Now obviously you would think that the majority of girls would like someone who is more switched on and sober, but I found it was actually a massive issue. Not even for the relationship point, but even just the first date. I mean, most first dates are restaurants or even going out for cocktails and stuff like that. But yeah, I found that the first date was a deal breaker if I wasn't able to drink. So if I couldn't get past the first date, what chances would I have at a relationship? But what I did find, as much as the majority preferred someone who was able to go out and have a drink, etc., I found that there was people who actually seen it as a good thing. And number 3, I realised that the same reason I liked partying was the exact same reason that I liked entrepreneurship. It's the fear of the unknown, like not knowing what you're going to get up to that night. Even though when I look back, most nights out are the same, but to me at the time it wasn't like that. Not knowing what you were going to get up to and not knowing who you were going to meet, etc., well, that excited me. And that's the same as entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, not every day is the same. You don't know how much money you're going to make. Every day in business is totally different, and that's what excites me and that's what gets me up in the morning. And I found that that was a commonality between the both. It was the fear of the unknown, like what's going to happen. Unlike the 9-to-5 cycle, that every day is the same. You check in, you work, you get a fag break, you go back to work, and then you finish, and then you repeat the cycle. And number 4, my bank balance definitely got bigger. Like I knew it was inevitable, like right away, because of how much money I would spend going out at the weekends. I knew I would definitely save a lot more money, but what I didn't realise right away was the fact that because of how much more productive I was on my business, just how much more switched on I was, like I can't even explain how much quitting drinking was the golden ticket for me being successful, how far I've been able to come. And if I continued drinking, I would not be where I am just now. Never mind obviously financially as well. But yeah, what I noticed, as soon as I quit drinking, just consistently the revenue for all my businesses started to go up. As I was leading from the front, I definitely became someone who people who work for me can actually look up to. And number 5 is quite controversial because of the last one that I just said, and it's that quitting drinking doesn't make you money. And I know you might be thinking that doesn't make much sense. You literally just said that you got a bigger bank balance. That doesn't mean 100% of the time. Like, I know people who don't drink and they do fuck all with their lives. So yes, quitting drinking was a golden ticket for me, but I did have good foundations already there. Fact of the matter is, quitting drinking allowed me to become less distracted, more productive, and that allowed me to work on the things that actually make me money. But however, if you don't have the skills already, if you don't have any businesses, then you could quit drinking tomorrow, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna make more money. However, it will, I would say, increase your chances. And number 6, it definitely gets easier. Now, when I first quit drinking, I was still going on the odd night out. I quickly realised that I didn't enjoy nights out. I had to be off my face to enjoy a night out, and being sober on nights out made me realise how shit nights out actually are. So I quickly stopped drinking, but I mean, at the start, the odd friend would be like, oh, come on, I've not seen you in ages, let's go and drink. But now, because I've literally changed my identity, a lot of people aren't in my life who used to be. It does get easier. Everybody kind of clicks on, right, cool, Scott doesn't drink anymore, let's not ask him to go out. But yeah, at the beginning, I'm going to be honest, it was very, very difficult because it was what I was used to doing. It was a habit. I was consistently doing it. But now, after almost 2 years of quitting, not doing it as a habit, I've totally changed my environment. I've just changed my identity totally. So yeah, with that being said, quitting drinking is single-handedly the best decision that I've ever made in the last 2 years. It's definitely attributed to my success, and it's helped improve every aspect of my life. My mental clarity, my business and career, my relationships with my family, my girlfriend and friends, and my physical well-being as well. It's literally turned my life around.